Hi there, it's Tracy here from the Papercraft Studio. Thank you for joining me today. So I'm going to show you how to make this really cute table Favour. The original design for the box was from Dawn Griffiths in the US, but as I started to put my own spin on it, I thought how cute would it look as a Christmas pudding. I've popped a Ferrero Rocher in here, but for anyone who's allergic to nuts or just doesn't like them, they're my favourite. You can also put in a Lindor ball. They fit well in here too. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the supplies you need to make this. I don't really know which way to leave that because you can't really see it. Let's do it like that. You can't really see it at any angle. So there's very few supplies in terms of cardstock, but it's quite heavy on dies that I've used. So I'll show you here what I've used. So you need a piece of early espresso cardstock, which measures 7 3/4 by 1 3/4 inches. You need another piece of early espresso cardstock, which measures 5 inches by 2 3/4 inches. A tiny piece of window sheet. This measures 1 5/8 by 1 5/8. And a small piece of very vanilla. This measures 1 3/4 by 3/4 inch. So like I say, used quite a few dies, and this set here that I've used the smallest stitched circle and square. This is how well used my set is. So this comes in and out for so many projects that I've, you know, completely battered the wrap here, but it's one of my favorite sets. I use it so much. So I would say if you're looking for any kind of borders, and this is great because it cuts this window out and the little hole here to put this in. So I think it's a great set to invest in. The ovals as well. I don't use these as much, but these I use so often, as you can see. The other dies I've used to create this little border thing here, I've used warm wrap dies, and this you get lots of things to wrap around the cups here, but I've just used this one here, this wiggly line. I'll show you how I lined that up. But actually you can just cut, if you don't have those, what you can do is just create some, you know, cream or custard, whichever you put on there, drips, by just cutting these round. So, and they look quite cute because it does look a bit more, you know, how your cream would drip down on there. So let's have a look. So you can create that little effect without that die, or you might have another border die you could use. And then the other thing I used, which again I can show you how to cut these actually, if you don't have this set. This is the Sweetest Borders die, and I've just used a little holly leaf here, and I've cut that out in shaded spruce. Just show you a bit more. That's this set here. So you can create some really lovely little trims to your card with that set. But I will show you quickly, if I can find my piece of cardstock here. You can create holly leaves. If you have some sort of petal punch, like this one, I can't quite remember what this one's called now, but it's in the main catalogue. If you punch some sort of, or oval or something like that, or you could just hand cut that. I'm just going to show you how you can create a holly without the dies. So you kind of start with that basic shape here, and then you just start cutting little kind of curves. I haven't really done that one very well because I had a big one at the top, but this is just to show you the effect. So you just cut away little inverted curvy shapes. Which one haven't I done? This one. So you can create holly. You would take more time, but you can create some holly that way as well. So if you don't have those dies and you still want to make some holly, you know, that's a way you can do it. But definitely these ones will be your friend on this. I'm going to go ahead and show you how I scored these pieces. So bring in my scoring board. So with the piece of early espresso cardstock on the 7 3/4 inch side, you need to score at 3/4 inch, at 2.5, 3, 4 3/4, 5 1/4, and 7 inches. I'll put all these measurements in a link underneath here to my blog, so you'll be able to see those on there. Okay, and then on the 5 by 2 3/4 piece, on the 5-inch side, you need to score at 1/2 inch, at 2 1/4, 2 3/4, and 4 1/2 inches, and then you need to turn it and score at 1/2 inch and at 2 1/4 inches. Okay, so that's all the scoring done. Let's move that out the way, and then I'm going to show you where you need to cut these where you need to cut the holes in here. So with the stitch circle, you're going to cut, doesn't matter which side you do it on, but in the center of this piece here, you can see the score lines either side. Let me just show you here where I've lined that up. Okay, and just going to run that through. So that's just cut that little circle out there. And then for the square, again, it doesn't really matter which end you choose, but you want, so you leave one gap and you want this big square here, and this is just going to you just centralize that onto there and you cut that piece. So I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so these are the pieces you end up with. So you're going to fold on all the score lines here. You can go over them. This one's a bit tricky to see once you've cut the shape out, because when you roll it through the cutting and emboss machine, it kind of takes away a little bit of the sharpness of that that score line in this one. So let's just pop those back in. I'll just go over these ones as well. So these make really cute table favors for your Christmas table, or just to give as little gifts. We're going to fold these ones as well. And that one there. Okay, so we're going to work on this one. We want to take out these 6 little squares here completely. So I'm going to go ahead and just trim those out. So the corner ones and this little section here in the middle, and you can fold that away to make it a bit easier to cut that one up. Then this one on the end, same on the other side. Okay, there we go. So that's the shape you'll end up with. You can use glue if you like to put this together, but I'm going to use some tear and tape. So basically what you're wanting to do is create that shape. So you need some tape or glue on the inside of these 3 pieces, because they're going to come over and stick on there. And actually, when I use the tape, it's a bit easier for you to see where you need to put your adhesive. Obviously, if you're using the glue, the liquid glue, you need to leave it to dry for a bit longer once you're holding it in place. Just take the backing off of here. Okay, so have those pieces up like this, and this is just going to fold over. So line up one piece at a time to get nice straight edges on there. And then this one over the back there. Okay, so there's your little box there. So your treat will fit in there. So you can either put it in at this stage, or you can actually pop it in afterwards. Now with this one, we need to stick the window sheet onto the back of here. So what you want to do is just put as little as possible in terms of glue, because the more you put on, the longer it will take to dry. So just a little line. Ooh, she says mine's coming out much faster than I wanted it to. Spread that out a bit. So along here, okay, that will be enough to keep it in place. So this is on the inside, so pop that there and then just hold it in place for it to dry. Obviously you guys can hold it for longer. So this is how it looks now from the outside. So you've got that little window there. What we're going to do, we're going to fix this box in place, and you can choose which one looks neater from the side if you have any, and then that's going to fold up like that. So we need to put adhesive on these two sections here, and that's how it's going to fold up. So again, I'm going to bring my tape back in. So one in that section, one in that section. So these are in the little 1/2 inch kind of sections there that you can see. Let's take this backing off. Okay, I'm going to pop that one in essentially as you can, and then bring them up either side. If you're using glue, you can obviously move that around a little bit to make sure you've got it in the right place, but those sections are now stuck on there. And then on this top section here, you can use glue or you can use tape again. I'm just going to put a couple of pieces on here to make sure it stays shut. There we go. Let's move that one back so you can see what I'm doing. So essentially you just want to pinch these two together at the top. And like I say, if you want to, you can fill this at this point. So I'm going to line up the top edges here, push those together. And there you are, that's the basis of your treat holder there. I'm going to show you how I cut the little wiggly piece. So this is one true blue piece style that I made earlier. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you how I managed to cut the little wiggly border, but not the whole wrap. Okay, so use one of these. So I don't want this line to be cut, I just want this one to be cut. Okay. So what you want to do, because this is the cutting side, this is the smooth side, so I want just this edge to cut. So I've just tucked that under, so this edge will cut but this one won't, but you might get a bit of a line going across there, and you can just pin it in place with a bit of washi tape if you have some. Okay, so this is what you're left with. So you will get a little ridge here, but it's not too bad. So you're going to go ahead and stick that on to the top of your Favour. Onto that section at the top. Okay, then we can pop the holly leaves on, so a little bit of glue at the base on each one of these. And these are great because as well as cutting the actual shape, it's cut the little leaf detail as well. I don't know if you can see that there. So very cute. So pop one on here and the other one, a bit of an angle against that there. And then I've used, sorry for that squeak in the background, that's my cat trying to get in. I've used these little red rhinestones just to create little holly berries. So I'm going to pop one at the bottom there, another one on this side. Oops, I've left my, and then one just at the top in that little trio there. And there you have it, your little cute table Favour. Take care, see you soon, bye.